Bashers. Hey, everybody. It's Dirk. It's iBashers. It's Wednesday. It's the day after Election Day. Oh, my God. We're so fucked. Or maybe not. Who knows, depending on your point of view. The people have spoken. And the orange one is back in office. He's the president of the United States as of January. Wow. What can you say? The people have spoken, and that's what democracy is. A democracy is everybody gets their chance to voice their opinion, and that's what the people wanted. So that's what you have to swallow. You have to say the person that the people wanted is the person that got the job, and that's the way you got to look at it, because that's how things run around here. And while it might not have been my idea of a great example of what we needed, I don't think she was either, but I think she might have been fresher. We know what we're going to get now, don't we? And maybe that's what you want. I don't know how many of you want that, but some of you want it. Good amount. She was a landslide, and the landslide got him in. Oh, well, what are you going to do? I kind of thought that was going to happen anyway. I really, truly, utterly did. Now, I want to address something that's way more important than politics, and that is the super chats and chats disappearing from the page. When I post a show, which I do, generally in the morning, you guys are all great, and you all are in there, and some of you, Andrew, always super chats, and Dean and Carolyn, and a whole bunch of you super chat all the time, and that I'm so grateful for that. Now, those disappear, and regular chats disappear also. So I just want to let you know that I got onto YouTube. Now, I don't have a big channel, so therefore I get what's known as a bot help. There's a little button that says click here. So I click on there, and I told Felicity what was going on. That's who they said they were. And they were very nice in a robotic way. And they told me basically that I need to take a screenshot of the incident. And I said, well, okay, here's a picture of what it looks like now. There's about 5 of them are missing. Here's a screenshot from my YouTube studio of the super chats that I got today, and they're no longer on the stream. And they kept insisting in a very kind of interesting way. They said, Dirk, do you not get me? Do you not understand what I'm saying? I can't investigate this unless you show me it actually happening. So I said, okay, let me get this straight. So what you want me to do is you want me to post my show, film it, and you want me to keep the camera on the chats until the chats disappear. And they were like, exactly. I said, well, how am I supposed to do that? Am I supposed to just keep vigil over the post the show and then just keep filming it? And they were like, yes. I said, well, I don't know when it happens. I'm not in front of my computer. I'm not staring at the screen with the camera rolling it. Look at this. My green screen is messed up today, huh? God damn it. Let me brighten the screen up, see if that changes anything. It doesn't. It made it worse. Anyway, whatever. I'll live with it. So basically they told me that there's no way they can correct it because they don't think there's an issue because my channel's in great shape and everything's going well. And I said, thanks. I think so too. However, my subscribers and my bashers, some of you get basher of the day. Now, when I don't get around to doing a basher of the day immediately, I lose track. So I have to go back and see who the basher of the day was. And the problem is that it's definitely been gone. So that's why I asked last week, because I couldn't find them and I thought it was me, and it's not. They keep removing chats. All the early chats are gone. And there used to be an option that said all chats. Now it's just early. It's just top chats. And that's it. So I don't know exactly what they're doing. So I just want to let you know that I did spend an hour and a half with this chatbot live trying to figure out what was going on there. And basically, you know what I'm going to do tomorrow? I'm going to post the show a little bit later because I have to go visit my mother-in-law. She's in the hospital, and I'm going to go there early in the morning. I'm going to post it around maybe 2:00, and then I will stare at it. I'll keep taking pictures of it, and then if something happens, I'll try to do what she wants, but I think it's ludicrous. I said, "Here's a screenshot of before, and here's a screenshot of it after," and they said, "Well, we need to see when it happens." I said, "So all you need to do is see, like Carolyn Martin sent me a super chat, and then it just disappeared. You want to see it disappear?" I mean, what kind of sense does that make? But I was trying to be nice because I don't want them to get mad at my channel. And make things worse for me. It's absolutely ridiculous. So, who was number one in the chats today? It was was it who was first today? I think it was Andrew was first today. Anyway, Franco Fiore, I'm just going to go with what I can see, and I'm sorry. I don't understand this. Happy Wednesday, Bashers. Please upvote Franco Fiore. Grazie mille, signore. Melly C, happy hump day, Dirk, and the beautiful people. By the way, it's 82 degrees in New York City. Holy crap, is it hot. I had my air conditioner on until like 15 minutes ago. Glenn Parker, hey, Glenn Parker. Always a happy face. Great Grail Watch. Happy Grail Watch Wednesday, people. Happy Grail Watch Wednesday to you. Hey, Tish C, happy post-election day in the USA. Is that lizard and bear cop third and last cop? Nah, it had nothing to do with politics at all. I just thought I wanted to see a bunch of cats doing a breakout. Break out. Dun, 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 break out. I wanted to see a chain gang. I thought that ChatGPT was going to say no to me because sometimes when I ask it to do things, but I could be like, so I need a couple of prostitute floozies up against the southern. And it's like, fine, it'll make it. But if you say, I need, I was like, I want some cops and I want there to be a standoff. And I had to rephrase it because it said no originally, but whatever. Andrew Olkowicz, my comment disappeared. Upvote everyone and subscribe. Be an inspiration. But Andrew, I know you were first and I know you had a super chat in there. So I'm going to give it to you anyway. Well, actually, Carolyn Martin did, and whatever, because you're the super chat man. And I know that Carolyn Martin had one too. And I know that Dean had one too. I saw them. I totally saw them. I know it happens, and I feel you. I totally feel you, and I want everybody to get the respect that they deserve because they sure should. Andrew, my super chat had disappeared. Yeah, but we saw it. What the hell? Back to bad YouTube. Yeah, I mean, could you believe that? You need to film it happening. So they just want to see the chats, and then they just want to see it disappear. Like, I don't know when that happens. Do you have to refresh the page? I don't know. See, looking to see why I spent an hour on and plus. My comment disappeared as well. Say hello again, everyone. Let's bash through this dark day. I don't know what to make of it, my friends. I don't know what to make of it. I mean, it's very interesting because Donald Trump is a very polarizing person because he's does not treat women well. He's a convicted felon. Look at the mess that his White House was with all these cuckoo advisors and all the strange accomplices he had, and just nonstop. The guy is just and I grew up in a town where he's from. Somebody said in the comment, and it's funny, I wrote it on Tim's channel because people were talking and they're like, he doesn't hate New York. I was like, yeah, but he doesn't hate New York. He's from New York. And I wrote, New York hates him because he's from New York. I mean, we just don't like him. He's just never been a good guy. He's not a nice person. He has no sense of humor. He doesn't like animals. He's never had a pet, which I find really suspicious. Everybody in the White House has a pet. Everyone has one. So I just find it interesting. And it's the rise of nationalism. It's the only way I can think of it. And nationalism is not something that I understand or want to be a part of. I think being patriotic is wonderful, but once you get into a nationalistic mindset, I think it's very dangerous, as we've seen. And then I saw an interesting comment by Mike Pence, and that guy's the ultimate cuckold. He is. He's that. I can't think of another word for him, because he said, "Congratulations to my former running mate and JD Vance. I have them all my support and prayers. They tried to kill you." on January 6th. The seditionists tried to kill you. They were chanting "Hang Mike Pence." If they found you, they were definitely going to do that. That's what the mob was doing. They were attempting to find him and Nancy Pelosi and get rid of them both. And if they got them, they might have done that. And he said that? What's wrong with him? Does that make sense to anyone, though? Or am I just crazy? Because I'm not a bleeding heart liberal. I'm not. I'm definitely not bleeding heart liberal at all. But, I believe in people. Thank you for the coffee, everybody. And Joel LaFaro for the glass. Drew B. I'm alternating now with the coffee because I have to figure out a new way to order it. I got to ask Drew B where to order it from because it's so good. Ray says second posting, they may have the high ground, but me have 5x9, 45 lives between us. Oh, you were counting the cats. Angelo Minikillo, all the best to you and yours. Daniel Gutierrez, Carolyn Martin. Dean says, yeah, your super chat disappeared. Sabotaged by the cloud. Yeah, I just don't know how they work because you know what? 2 days ago, I blew past the I had 2,110 subscribers, and today it's 1,093. So, are that many people leaving the show? I don't think so. I mean, do you not like me talking about Mike Pence? Daniel, double streaming going on. Who else is streaming at this very moment? Who else could be streaming at this moment? Whatever. Perhaps YouTube decided to become unburdened by what has been by super chats and comments and deletes them. I don't know what they do. Mart's here with Bronson, iBashers every time. Everyone, let's get started. Daniel Gutierrez. Oh gosh, Dean. Vasilios is here. Andy M. Good evening, kind sir. Everything will be okay. Yeah, Dirk, the sun will still come up tomorrow. The sun will come up tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow there'll be sun. Did you hate that song when you were growing up? It was just like, there's nothing. I'll tell you a funny story. One time, me and the O'Malleys were at some local place, and they had very young kids at the time, and they were with their school chums' parents, and this woman was passing around an iPad, and there was some kind of cacophony coming out of the iPad, and then as they pointed it to me, it was children singing in a chorus, and they were like 4 years old. And I took the iPad and I went, oh, great. And I just pressed this. She goes, oh, no, you have to watch it. It's amazing. And I said, I hate children singing. And she looked at me and she went, you're a fucking monster. I thought that was pretty funny. Joe LaFaro, happy Grail Watch Wednesday. Handsome Joe LaFaro. Hey. Andrew says chatbot love. Dirk, YouTube sound like Dixie. But it was a bot. It wasn't a person, but she said her name was Felicity. They were very kind. She goes, I really want to help you. Or they really wanted to help me. And, but I was like, but I can't do that. How would I do that? I have to screenshot for hours and hours until it disappears. Maybe I should just put on Screenium on my thing and wait till it disappears. So tomorrow, what I'm going to do is I'm going to post the show. I don't know what time I'm going to be home from the hospital. So I'll post it and then I'll just film it and see what happens. See if I can catch it doing it. And then what are they going to say? Dean says, tell YouTube I want 1 million pound super chat back. That's right. Well, I do get the super chats because when I go into YouTube Studio and I go into super chats, they're there, but they're no longer on the conversation on the side. So just so you know that I do get them. So thank you. Oh my God, it disappeared. It's Carolyn Merriton, Steve Mack. Happy Wednesday, my Basher buds. Rudy was his pet. Rudy. Well, he has people as pets. He doesn't need animals. He wants people to do things that he can't do, I mean, Michael Cohen, and you think about all the people who said, I did all this dirty shit for him. And yet everybody wanted, it was a landslide. People wanted that guy to be president. A guy who's multiple convictions of felonies. I mean, am I crazy? Or have I just drank the Kool-Aid? I'm just looking at it as a rational person from my side of the fence. Like, why would you want that guy to run your country? Because you want all the Mexicans out of here? Or, I mean, what is it? What is it that people want? What is it? The market. Those hillbillies that vote for him, most of them, they don't have a stake in the market. Forgive me, I'm probably not allowed to say hillbillies, but I just did. It's like knackers. The rural America. These people don't know who he is. They just think he's like, yeah, he's red, white, and blue. And he's not. He's red, white, and Donald. But listen, the people spoke. And what are you going to say? I mean, I can't argue with it. That's who they wanted. And okay, it's all right. Got the call from the AD today. You're a polar guy. Going to the AD for the Rolex Explorer Polar Dial collecting. Grail Watch Wednesday, baby. Collecting this Sunday, the AD were true to their word. Isn't that nice? Well, it's a little bit easier these days, isn't it? I guess everybody's saying that when they get on the list now, they're getting the call, which is really fantastic. Everybody was blowing that thing out of proportion. That the guy from Patek Philippe, the CEO of Patek Philippe, saying the people that make fun of our watches aren't our customers anyway, and they probably never will be, or they'll probably buy one. And then they took him out of context. They changed the words around. It's a couple of memes. Is it like the guy from Cristal who got mad at the hip hop community for cheapening his brand? Could be. But I think Patek Philippe is a very, very selective brand for people. Like, I have no coveting for any Patek Philippe. And particularly, I understand that they're one of the greatest watches ever made. None of them really interest me. I wouldn't turn down a white gold Calatrava, but there's other watches that I think are nicer. I'd like a DeVille, a really vintage DeVille, or a really cool old Precision, one of those. Patek just doesn't, that as a brand doesn't speak to me. I don't know who it speaks to. AP's gone all hip hop, and Vacheron Constantin, which I think is the greatest of the trilogy and most beautiful watches that of the trilogy. They still kind of have what they have intact. I think Patek just kind of sounds like your granddad's watch, and they still have that. No offense to them, they're beautiful. It's high horology. It's incredible stuff. But I just don't think, I think everybody wants a Rolex Explorer Polar Dial. Remember when they couldn't give that watch away? Remember when it came out? People were like, I don't like it. Everybody loves that watch now. Everybody loves it, and everybody wants it. Watch flares, my sincerest contrafibularities all. Our thanks, our greatest salutations to you. Dean, congratulations. So great. You deserve it. Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Hawthorne from Lakeland, Florida. Your state really did us in, my friend. Oh, man. Florida. Ooh, man. Ooh, it's very flat. But Kevin Hawthorne is one of the most beautiful people in the world because he takes his time to share his knowledge with people and get them where they're going. He's got an incredibly savant knowledge of how to get around in the Lakeland, Florida area, buses, trains, etc., etc. Thank you for your service, Kevin Hawthorne. We salute you. Dean, Andrew, no, thanks. No more watches in 2024. Oh, are you not going to get it? You are getting it, right? That's it, though, right? Collecting this on Sunday. Okay, so, 2024 is over, pal. So January's around the corner. Politicians, morally flexible and financially available. Well, that's true. I mean, like I said yesterday, you hope some white knight would show up with like a true love for the people in the country and to figure out a way to fix everything. But no, nobody really has a plan. She didn't have a plan either. It's a lot of lip service that they love to put on us. Admiral McRaven would have been my guy. Admiral McRaven, that guy teaches people how to make their own bed, how to make something out of your life, how to turn something. And he's had great ideas for the country. He just doesn't want the job. And it's a shame. And I think everyone who's president should probably have some kind of military service. They need to know what the ins and the outs are. I don't think a businessman is great for the country. And he's a terrible businessman. He owes billions and billions of dollars. His net worth is zero. His net worth, maybe he's got mortgages on properties, but people think he's a billionaire. He isn't. He's mortgaged up the wazoo. So, I guess people have this impression of him that he's some kind of amazing business person that knows how to make the market do what it wants. And, I don't know, but he doesn't indeed. Doesn't indeed. O'Sheen is on live now. He's rebel streaming me. My partner in crime is actually rebel streaming me. Wow. He's ranting. What is he ranting about? Politics? What's the point? You live in Italy. Listen, the people have spoken. What can you possibly do? You can cast your vote, have your say. That's your right. And if the rest of the country disagrees with you, then that's the result. And that's what you have to take. That's what they didn't want to take the last time. And listen, for those people who don't believe in, what that was sedition, et cetera, et cetera, one of the guys that got arrested is a guy I know, John. He's in a band called Iced Earth, I think it is. We played a couple of shows with them like way back when. And like, I know who this guy is. And he's like a kind of fringy lunatic. Very, very dumb guy. He's not a bright person. He's a conspiracy theorist. He used a lot of drugs, and he's in prison right now. And he's in prison because he meant to do that. He meant to go there, and they were fixing for a lynching. I mean, think about it. This mob of people went to the Capitol, broke in there, people died, and is that cool? I mean, literally, is that cool? The world didn't think it was cool. Half of America thought it was cool, and the other half didn't. But obviously, that half didn't show up or didn't vote, or I don't know what they didn't do. So I don't see the point in ranting. I don't get it. There's no reason to. Scott says, "What a fool you are." Explain to me why I'm a fool and why you aren't. I mean, exactly why. I just gave you some points. You give me some valid points. He's a seditionist. He's a convicted felon. He's a philanderer. He's, banging porn stars and all that stuff. I mean, you tell me why am I a fool? And I'm not trying to get into a fight with you. I'm just trying to ask you, because I didn't call anybody a fool. I said the people have spoken. So, you tell me why I'm a fool, and I'm happy to open up the debate line. I totally accept the results. I think that the people have spoken. I've said this before, but Scott, back up your case, man. Dr. Bob's nightmare. Economy might pick up thinking about buying a new Seiko. You should. Seikos are reasonable too. You could get them now while the economy's in the shitter. I mean, the economy was no better. When people love to say the economy was so great with him, it was not great. Because I'm a cook and I buy stuff, and believe me, like I wasn't buying cars and houses and stuff like that. But like, the price of eggs is a great way to look at it. Price of cheese is a great way to look at it. It was pretty shitty too. Melly C says VC is pure class. It sure is, darling. It is pure class. Gorgeous. They're beautiful and they're unscathed. That brand has just been sitting there waiting for its, of course, everybody loves and respects it, but it's been waiting for its zeitgeist moment, and it will have it probably, The irony, Nathaniel Hannon, $10 US. The irony of ACAB folks voting for a cop and thin blue line, people voting for a felon. Yeah, it just doesn't understand it. You support the cops, you support the rule of law, but it doesn't apply to him for some reason. Why is it? Like, elections are rigged. Maybe the election was rigged, right? Because if he lost, the election was definitely rigged, because he said it a week ago. Out of his mouth, he said, we all know this election is going to be so close because it's rigged. Well, it wasn't so close. He won by a landslide. So was it rigged? He said that. Now, when you vote for, the police and the military and all that stuff and all that junk, and that whole defund the police stuff was the biggest nonsense in the history of the world. I'll never understand that in my life. Good. If your daughter gets, mugged and God forbid something else, or your house gets robbed or your kid gets shot or whatever. I mean, listen, America is the country of school shootings because we have automatic weapons that kids can get a hold of. That should go. No one should have an automatic weapon. There's no reason for anybody not in military service to have that. That's a machine that was made to spray and kill lots of the enemy, not somebody who breaks into your house. Get a shotgun. I'm all for having a gun. Gotta have a gun. Why shouldn't you have a gun? Thank you for the $10. So, Nathaniel Henning, you're a very bright guy. You're one of the brightest people in the Basherverse. I mean, why did people vote? Why did the majority of Americans vote for a guy with that kind of record? I mean, he's a convicted felon. And all of those, just to show you what he's going to do now, is he's going to strip all of those charges. He's going to reverse them all. He'll have clemency for all of that stuff. So, thanks for that. Let me give you this. Waiting for why I'm such a fool. Explain to me why I'm a fool. That's the problem. You like ring and run, ringing and running. I'm here trying to say that I accept the vote, and that's what happens, and that's fine. But people just, agree to disagree. But if you're going to call somebody a name, then you should back it up of why. If you liked him and you voted for a convicted felon and a philanderer and all those things, he's not a good dude. Look at his presidency. It was a disaster. I mean, the numbers are there. The proof is there. Life wasn't great. Look at what he did with our relations. Look what he did with the United Nations and NATO and all that stuff. Look at the nonsense. He's going to write a big blank check to Israel, and he's going to pull out of support for the Ukraine because he loves Vladimir Putin. Now, Alexei Navalny should have statues erected in his honor. The one guy that tried to take down Putin and convince people. People are afraid of him. I don't think anybody's afraid of Donald Trump. He's a windbag. That's about it. Nathaniel says, first off, automatic weapons have been legal for Americans to own for over 80 years already. Maybe you mean semi-automatic weapons. I mean, all of that. You can have like listen, I'm not a gun expert, but like ARs and stuff like that, those should not be legal. Those should not be legal for you or I. Well, why would we need that? Because you got to mow down all the deer. What is that for? Those are weapons of mass destruction. Those are war machines. We don't need those. Please pack a pistol. Sure, why shouldn't you? You have the right to protect yourself. Sure, I don't have a problem with people who own guns. I've never handled one. I've never even touched a gun in my life. But one of the bashers has invited me, has said, down the line, maybe we'll go to a range. I'll try it and see. I've done it in Grand Theft Auto, and it's fun. I've held a bazooka in Grand Theft Auto, and that was fun. What's the difference between semi-automatic and automatic? I know that there's the bump stock thing where you can turn a semi-automatic into an automatic weapon, et cetera, et cetera. So I know that that's probably true. But educate me, because that's what I'm here for, Andy M says the mainstream legacy media are not honest brokers. They are not impartial. No, they're totally not. They're totally not. Here's Nathaniel. Why did he get elected? I can think of a lot of reasons, but maybe next time the Dems should cover up dementia for months and then substitute a candidate who's never won a primary who can't talk. Well, yeah. Well, the old adage, right? Democrats fall in love and Republicans fall in line. And that's very true. Democrat. Remember when Obama came out of nowhere? Hillary. Then he came out, gave that speech at the DNC, and then he was off to the races. He was the knight that showed up on his mighty steed, and it was amazing. That was the last time we had that. And yeah, you're right. Maybe they shouldn't have covered. That was ridiculous. We all knew that. We all watched SNL. Dana Carvey, that's one of the most genius impressions I've ever seen. Incredible. Yeah, I mean, she's never won anything, right? I mean, but we have JD Vance too. Does that mean like in 4 years we get JD Vance is going to run for president? Oh boy. Yay. We're so good. We're so lucky. ARs are much more tame than the average normal deer rifle. M16s are cosmetically similar and are actual weapons of war. ARs look scary, but simply aren't as dangerous or as a reputation. Okay, so how come all those kids are dead? Am I wrong? Those kids all have ARs, right? Isn't that the weapon of choice for the school shootings? ARs. So how do they get all those shots off? They just keep cocking and reloading. I mean, educate me. I don't really know. But like all those kids, all the school shootings seem to be ARs, don't they? Nathaniel says semi-auto, pull trigger once, gun shoots once. Okay, great. Okay, so they just keep shooting. That's what they keep doing. All right. Facilios, those two are the best off the two parties. That's what we got. Yeah, that's what we got. That's what we got. PNUT was killed by government agents. Oh yeah, who came with guns for a squirrel and a raccoon. Honestly, I don't think Trump will last long in office with his cognitive decline. I think we just elected J.D. Vance. Do you think he's got cognitive? He doesn't seem any different to me than knowing him my whole life. You know, with his weird bravado and the crazy stuff that he says. And I just don't. No, I just think, yeah, he's approaching 80, but he's not nowhere near what Biden was, I mean, that guy's finished. I mean, that guy is sitting in the corner of the nursing home talking to the wall. Trump did say we would not have to vote again. Yeah, I know a lot of people are worried that he's going to pull a Putin and try to figure out how to change the Constitution, change all the laws to make himself czar, but I don't think that's possible. I hope it isn't. Imagine that. Oh, boy. By the way, his top advisor, he said, is Don Jr. Yay. No one needs an automatic watch with quartz technology that we have here yet. We are without automatic watches as a tool. They don't shoot themselves. Thanks, Clam. That was good. What happened? My camera just shut off for a half a second. That was weird. Is that me banging on the desk? Guns don't kill people. People kill people. Treat the mental illness. Ooh, that's such a hardcore American Republican thing to say. Wow. Yeah, but don't let people with mental illnesses get those guns. Background checks, all that stuff. For example, when I went to go vote, they did not ask me for ID. They just said, "What's your name and what's your address?" And that's all they asked me to vote. Don't you think that there should be a federal waiting list for guns? These kids shouldn't have these guns. Am I crazy? I mean, how are we going to stop these kids from getting shot in schools? How does that happen? Don't have much. No, I know you don't. Joe LaFaro. Automatic ARs are not legal. All the civilian versions are single shot only. So how do you is that those kids are all just expert marksmen? Is that what happens? They just keep pulling them off? Is that what keeps happening? Because these kids are taking out a lot of kids and teachers. They're doing it. How are they doing that? Are bump stocks now? Am I correct in assuming that a bump stock is a thing that creates more of an ability to get more rounds off at one go? Is that correct? I'm just going by what the media says. It's a parenting issue for most part, but you look at the parents, though. Look at the parents. The last school shooting, the father's going to prison too, because he encouraged him. He was part of the plot. I mean, at this point in the game, do you think who wants to come up with that? Whose idea is it? So you're so mad with school. Why do you want to kill children? Why would anybody want to kill children? Why would this guy's dad want to help take out children? It's very strange. Yeah, people are crazy. They definitely are. Nathaniel says, at Ray, if Elon is about to be in the cabinet, we might get a lot of those. Yeah. Oh, Bert says, thanks for the tune today. You deserve it. And anybody else I owe a tune to, listen, I'm a little bit behind. My life has been a little hectic lately. Please in the chat to tell me if I owe you Basher of the day. I'm going to, I'll fire them off. I went to go look for them all last night. I couldn't tell because the chats were missing. Bump stocks jiggle the gun back and forth, which allows you to pull the trigger faster. Okay. So it's kind of like a jury rigged, like a semi-automatic. Okay. That's interesting. Now, what does semi-automatic mean? If it's only one shot, why is it called semi-automatic? Does it immediately load another round into the chamber, so you don't have to do that? Is that what it is? It's just pop, 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 pop. You can't hold it down and spray people with it. It's interesting. JBB says, background checks can only do so much. The guy who killed all those people in Las Vegas was supposedly normal, and people still have no idea would know. Remember that country music festival? He was at Mandalay Bay, and they sealed off his room. That room is forever, like it doesn't exist. Yeah, he took out a lot of people, and like it's a country music event. Like, those are the most patriotic people in America. They're all, I don't understand what his beef was. No one has any idea. And just see, it just goes to show you that people can show up to buy one of those guns and seem completely normal and not have a record, and they're lunatics. They're just lunatics. Everybody's got a fantasy, don't they? Deep in their dark head. They won't do it though, and that's what's nuts. Canaire says, God bless America. Yeah, God bless America. And like, we can only hope for the best, right? I just hope that there's no more. I think that from what I've seen from the Democratic side, everybody's just, okay, that's the story. If anybody wants to start a ruckus, they will. And listen, if people want to start flooding the streets, it's pointless because the people have spoken. That's what a free and fair democracy is, that people go to the polls and they vote. But you know who voted for Donald Trump this year? Latino men, black men, women. They voted for him. And here's the interesting thing. I was watching a news report last night on Associated Press, because I don't watch network television. And they were saying that they were interviewing Latino men. And they're like, well, he's not talking about us. He's talking about them. And they're like, oh, you're a citizen of the United States? Oh, no, I'm not. But, I didn't come over on a banana truck. Like they were like fully indoctrinated into that mindset that they're not part of it, but they are. They are not indigenous Americans. Of course, indigenous means Indian, Native Americans, but people who were born in the United States. They're not naturalized or anything. They don't have green cards. He says, I'm working on my green card right now. But they thought that, they were convinced enough that they weren't part of what Trump's issue was, so they voted for him. It's interesting. It was very, very interesting. Nathaniel says, yeah, semi-auto cycle the spent round out and load a new one. That's pretty good, which a whole lot of shotguns do also, by the way. Okay. Andy M says, bullying is the cause of a lot of violence. It is. Sometimes very unwell people fight back in a disproportionate way. Indeed, they do. Yeah, they do. Nathaniel, see no evil, speak no evil, hear no evil. Bump stocks will do that and are not legal. Yeah, that I know that they're not legal. Yeah. But people get them. You can get them online and stuff. Nathaniel says, down here in South Florida, the immigrants who came in legally often have extremely negative views of those who didn't, since they put so much more effort into it. Of course you would understand that, because you went and you did it the right way, and you feel like you're doing the right thing for yourself and for your adopted country. I totally get that. But like the guys that they interviewed, those weren't those guys. Listen, the Cuban community, especially in South Florida, Miami, et cetera, they're very proud people who, fled the Castro government for the American dream. You look at Andy Garcia and what's her face from the Miami Sound Machine, at the Estevezes. And they're such proud Americans. They're so proud to have gone through what they've gone through and the work that they did. And I get it. But, like my immigrants were all from Ireland, and they all came in, post-war, so it was a different story. It's well after the Irish need not apply. My family came over here, the generation before me. So they all came through legal channels. Now, Paul, on the other hand, had family members who were on their way to America and jumped off the boat before it docked and swam to New Jersey and then figured out what they were going to do. And a lot of people did that back in the day. So, who knows? I mean, people came up through Ellis Island. It was a beautiful moment. It was a moment of tears of joy for people fleeing their country. And, we've all seen the Ellis Island stories and all that stuff. It's incredible, Joe LaFaro, voter ID has been suggested by the Republican Party numerous times and shut down by the Democratic Party. I don't know why the Democratic Party would shoot that down. Why would you do that? I mean, what do you need? I don't even think you need a voter ID. How about just your ID, your federal ID? I don't drive, and now I have the passport card, which is really cool. It's like, a federal license. It's got your picture on it and all your stuff. I mean, why shouldn't you? You should probably have to scan that thing. In this day and age of computers, it seems completely ridiculous. Listen, the Democratic Party, absolutely, both parties are lunacy, and that's why the two-party system hasn't worked in a really, really long time. And it's just so stupid that stuff like that, why they would shut that down. It's just so absolutely, I couldn't agree more. Why wouldn't they ask you for ID? You know, ridiculous. Hello, Service and Adventure. Sorry, I just jumped on, but I saw that Trump won Miami-Dade County, which is the first time Republican has done so since the 80s. Yeah, because it's those proud Cuban Americans who are super proud and patriotic to be Americans. And yeah, they like he just said a minute ago, the Nathaniel Hannon said, they are so proud that they went through the due process and that they put the time and effort into it, into becoming respectable American citizens, and therefore they are all for that. So I get it. It totally makes sense. It totally makes sense. So I do know a lot of people, when having worked in bartending in restaurants for years and years and years, I do know people who came over on the, in the bottom of a truck, in the back of a boxcar and all that stuff, and the terrible stories that they had on both sides, not just the cartels that were helping them get across, but by the nefarious people on the other side, on our side, and what they did. She's got a kid from one of them. Friend of mine got pregnant after she got across the border. They were held somewhere for a while, and that's what happened. So, yeah. Imagine landing in Atlantic City. I don't think it was that far down. I think it was Hoboken, but whatever. Clamp says, no first-person pew-pew games in this home, or squirt guns, Nerf, etc. It looks like pew-pew you treated as such, period. Pew-pew games. Thanks, buddy. The Servant Adventure. Thanks for the really smart comment. This is the thing about Bashers, we're not a one size fits all. Conversation is everything. Perspective is everything. It's very important to hear what other people have to say. Like, that's why, sure, last night was not the result I would have liked. Do I love her? No, I don't. I want that white knight. I've been asking for it for a long time, but that didn't seem to happen. I mean, I think everybody who knows me knows that my values are pretty strong. Respecting other people and life, liberty, and all that stuff is important. But I just don't like, listen, I grew up with that guy, and it's just like, oh God, again, we need something fresh. Even though, John F. Kennedy, was banging all those girls, I don't mind. He was so good for the country, I mean, it's before my time, but like when I hear about, like, Camelot and how everybody felt great, Lyndon Johnson did amazing things for this country, and he did some shitty stuff for this country. Nixon did a lot of great stuff for this country, and he did a lot of shitty things for this country. But what that guy did, what Nixon did compared to what Trump did, is nothing. It's nothing. It's actually silly that we even bothered. But what are you going to do? The people have spoken, and that's all you can say, is the people have spoken. And you have to respect that. You have to respect free and fair democracy. Democrats just don't seem to have their shit together. They just don't. Get a candidate that's viable. Get somebody. Oh, RFK, Franco. Oh, God. Fucking what a lunatic that guy is. Holy macaroni. Woof. Aliens and all kinds of cuckoo nonsense. And now he's going to be in charge of health and welfare. Oh, my God. I told you I have a QAnon neighbor, and I love her. She's a great person. I just listen to her stuff and go, okay, great. Okay, great. Because I don't know what to say, because when I challenged her, I don't challenge her anymore. When I used to challenge her, she would get very angry at me. Like, like Scott earlier, who said, where is he? We go find him. People who just call you names. What a fool you are, Scott. Show up to the table, man. State your case, my friend. She doesn't want to say anything. She just, she just gets angry when you disagree with her. I love when people disagree with me. Teach me something I don't know. I'm open for it. I'm open to I love people's perspective on the world. We all have people we love, our lives, our wives, our families, our husbands, our pets, all the things we want to protect and keep. We all have that. We have that in common. And there's got to be a happy medium for everybody. So your perspective is valid. It's important. It's important that you be heard. And yesterday, the voice of the American people was heard. And, listen, I'm able to just go, okay, here comes 4 years of that. Look at J.D. Vance. That guy hates Donald Trump, but he's an opportunist, and he decided to take that position. That guy is on video saying incredibly bad things about Donald Trump. We know he didn't like him, but that's politics. They don't like anybody. They all love themselves. It's an ego-driven vocation. That's what they want. They want me, 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 me. That's all they care about, Andy says, the problem with the term diversity and how it's used, diversity derives from the word division, and they divide us and conquer. We are all the same until they make our differences a problem. Yeah, well, individuals make our differences a problem. I heard somebody on the street yesterday. I couldn't believe what came out of their mouth. They were having a heart attack. They were losing their mind. And I was just like, go get a beer and just, go meet somebody who disagrees with you and have a conversation over a beer as opposed to shouting it from the rooftops. Because where is that going to get you? And if any of these dumb kids go out on the streets and start screaming about Donald Trump becoming president, I'll say, where were you yesterday? Because if you look at the data, Trump took the universities. He took them. They voted for him. Everybody was like, uh-oh, it's, the Taylor Swift, contingency. That whole people, all of her people, they're all going to vote for Kamala Harris. They didn't. They didn't. There's more of them than they are of us. The people who are over 50. There's way more of them. Where were they? The turnout was not great. Yeah, Joe Rogan gave Trump the universities. Yeah, he got all the bros. All the bros voted for him. And and Elon Musk is the guy that that turned Joe Rogan. It's interesting. It's interesting. Angela Minikel, the person who wants the political position is probably the last person who should have it. Agreed. Nathaniel says, wild to imagine a Kennedy is about to be in a Republican cabinet. I know. So are they going to give Elon Musk a cabinet position? What's it going to be? Is he going to be technology officer, chief technology officer? Is that what he's going to be? So I have a question. What has he invented? I know he bought Tesla. He bought PayPal. I know he bought a lot. I know he's done a lot of innovative things over the time. But has he invented anything? Like, what has he invented? And I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the stuff. You all know I love the Cybertruck. I can't wait till Angelo gets his. And this is the fun version that he gave me with my kitty cat in it on my desk. So I'm just curious as to what he's actually invented. JBB says, I'm a flat earther who doesn't believe we've gone to the moon and who also doesn't believe in Jewish space lasers. I'm also a fan of Dirk's show. Draw your own conclusions. Have you ever been in an airplane? I love flat earthers. It's so fun. It's so interesting. But yeah, listen, I have my problems with the moon too. Like I've said, we had slide rules and a Texas Instrument calculator. I don't know about that. I want oh man, Mark, before you get rid of your super telescope, is there any way you can get any photographs of any of the stuff we've left on the moon? Are there any pictures from that we can actually see the stuff we've left on the moon? Jewish space lasers, that was good stuff too. Listen, I've learned so much amazing stuff from the Bashers since the show started, and I plan on keeping it that way. To just stay in one lane and not listen to what people have to say. And I love crazy people too. I love hearing rants of crazy people. It's fun, but it's so much better. So much better when you sit down and instead of screaming it from a rooftop, sit down with somebody and have a conversation over a glass of wine or whatever, Yeah. It's the economy, stupid. Yay. Thanks. I know I'm so stupid. Um, yeah. It's not the economy, man. It's not. It's nationalism. It's not. Those people, they live in shacks in frickin' Tennessee. The bulk of the rural America. That's who they are. It's not what does the economy mean to them? I mean, come on. It's the stocks guys. What's the percentage of them? It's very low. Trump is an old school Democrat. He left and has just gone nuts, so far left that they've left sensible Dems behind. Well, he was, you know. Rogan is a lifelong progressive. He voted for Bernie. How he ended up as a Trump guy is baffling. Maybe just because he interviews all those people on the show. He said Elon Musk is the guy that turned him around. So there you go. You on the laptop, Asheen on the other phone? Okay. Hey, Clam, the left pushed the pendulum entirely way too far and fast. Now, unfortunately, it's going to swing the other way with that same momentum. Agreed. 100%. Yeah. Yep. I don't think Elon has invented anything, but he's good at paying the right engineers to do so. Yeah. And you're right, Nick Sisto. You can ask the same question about Steve Jobs. Yeah, but you know what Steve was? And maybe Elon is, because I'm a fan. Don't get me wrong. I'm a fan. I don't like a lot of the language he uses, but I think he's on the spectrum and therefore he can't control it. Steve Jobs was an amazing visionary, and Apple was a great company while he was there. Like as a supercomputer nerd who's been taking apart computers his whole life and all of that stuff, when Steve was at the helm, the tech was amazing. So his vision, yeah, he did. And Steve Wozniak, of course, we all know that. Did he invent anything? No, he did come up with ideas for things, and I'm sure Elon does too. That's why I'm asking. That was not a sarcastic remark by any stretch of the imagination. I'm asking what concepts he did come up with. Like, was the Cybertruck his idea or SpaceX his idea? I don't know that. I don't know. Can't read everything. But is he the visionary that doesn't actually create the product like Steve Jobs did? We all know that Johnny Ive. My camera keeps doing that. Is there a problem with my phone? Johnny Ive, by the way, who was the genius behind everything at Apple. He was the chief industrial designer. He designed everything for Apple, and he's 2 times knighted. He's an incredibly interesting guy. He's got the most amazing voice too, when he speaks. He I took a picture of him because he was in the restaurant that fired me last year, and he was in there, and I was like, "Oh my god, I went, and I was pretending I was getting some stuff from behind an upstairs bar, and I had my camera on, and I have a video of him coming out of the jacks. Interesting." Ken Furby says there are photos of the kit left on the moon. Oh, there are. Oh, are there? Or are they Samsung, and they're just pictures of the moon that we don't really have? Yeah, Jobs wouldn't have gone anywhere without Wozniak. No, definitely not. He was a great visionary. Great visionary. He's an engineer and an innovator. His genius is finding the right people who buy into the process of first principle thinking and iteration. Yeah, that's what I thought. Isn't Apple still paying Johnny Ive consulting firm to design? They sure are. He's got a company now called Tangerine, and his biggest client is Apple. Look at how Kamala treated Tesla and Elon as a prosecutor and then attorney general. That's why he didn't support her. 100,000,000%. He had absolutely no reason whatsoever, ever to support her. I don't take her either. MJOH kicking in a bit. Thanks, buddy. Bitcoin is up. Yay. Yeah, the markets will go up. Of course they will after an election like that. Thanks, man. Let me give you a big bang boom for that. Thanks, MJOH. Buzz Aldrin's moonwalk Speedy was lost in the mail as he posted it to his. I know. Can you believe that? Boy, I'm so behind the beat right now. Guys, it's time for everybody's favorite part of the show. It's time for the Gallery of Bastards.
The Gallery of Bashtards. Send me the shots, the sublimely absurd. The Gallery of Bashtards. You share them with me, and I share with the world.
Share them with me, and I share with the world. I'm just catching up on all the pictures for today because I must have shut them down. My Aqua Rivera, Ken Furby, Bonnie Scotland. Let me see. Where did it start? Okay, it started this morning. Okay, we got quite a bit. Wild Garden, Tag Wednesday. Oh, I got a bunch. I got a bunch. Isn't this great? Okay, I got it. Now I got them all. Great, 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 great. I just put a check next to all the ones that I need to have. Becky Brown is in here. Bonjour. Okay, let's start it off with Mr. Bell. Oh, this picture is adorable. Look at this. Oh my God. Oh, what a beautiful kitty cat. Oh, what's the cat's name? Oh, beautiful. Thanks, buddy. Let me get the info on that so we all know what we're talking about. Emperor Tuna and Bad Puss. Oh, that's so cute. Thanks, man. Steve McLeod, Tag Wednesday. Is that a thing? Well, it can be if that's your Grail watch, because the Grail watch is anything you want it to be, my friend. That's beautiful, man. That's a great looking tag. Isn't it funny how Tag buys Hoyer and we all call them Tag now? It's interesting. You took the bracelet off. Look at that. Nice. That's a great looking piece, man. I love it. I like tags. Tags get a bad rap. I don't know why. They shouldn't. They're great. Great watches. Emmett loves this tag. Dean McKenzie, The Wild Garden. Wild Garden, Auntie June. Open the door. Let 'em in. Yeah. Smoking Bandits. Oh, this is wild. These are gorgeous, man. Is this a new prospective client of yours? I love how you're so far north, yet you're nowhere near as brown as we are here. All the leaves are pretty much gone. All the leaves are gone. All the leaves are gone. Thank you so much. Whoa, what just happened there? Wow, that was weird. Thank you, kind sir. That was weird. I just got a big code on my thing. Thank you so much. Here's Andrew Wolkowicz with the kids. Wouldn't be iBashers without them. Oh, you. What, you got a California King? That's a big bed. Oh, that's a very large bed. Holy crap. Well, you need a large bed for all your kitty cats. Oh, look at you. You're a big baby. Oh, hi, honey. Happiness is a warm cat. What's everybody's favorite Beatles song? Is that possible to name a favorite Beatles song? Or do you like the Beatles? Do you not like the Beatles? I don't see how anybody could not like the Beatles. I bet you Julian doesn't like the Beatles. He's a classical music guy, but I'll fight you on that because the Beatles are off the table. He said, okay, let's see. Julian, he sent me some personal messages. I said yesterday that I hadn't heard from him. He goes, but I sent you pictures. Yeah, but we didn't have one of our conversations. So we will, now that I have an email from you. Bonnie Scotland from Steve McLeod. Oh, looking nice. Look at this thing. Wow. Gorgeous. Look at that. At the lock. That's classic. I much prefer that version. Can I say that? I do. I like it. I like the anodized bezels better. I think they're cool. The aluminium. They're cool. That one's beautiful. Beautiful job, man. I love it. Looks perfect on you, too. Look at that color. Look at that color. Is amazing. Ken Furby, my Aquarera. The bad boy is now part of my life. My daily wearer. Oh, look at that. His Aquaterra. There you go. Oh, yeah, look what he's got. Yep. He's got the black one. That's a looker, man. That's an all-rounder. The Aquaterra is a one-watch collection watch. It's a perfect watch for one watch. You don't need anything else. I mean, it's, incredible. Meta certified, coaxial, anti-magnetic. Incredible. Date. Perfect watch. You can go swimming, diving with that thing. That black dial special, huh? That's the Rolex Explorer Polar for Omega fans, this watch. Everybody is going, bananas for that one. I love Aquaterras. My only problem with the Aquaterras, I wish they'd get rid of the cupcake crown. I want a more substantial crown. I like a big crown. I'm a crown queen. I like a crown a little bit bigger and thicker. It's very small, and the way it goes in, I always forget. Is that convex? Yeah, concave and convex. It's hard to grab. So it's not as tactile as I would like it to be. But that's my only gripe with that watch. It used to have that. That's a very Irishy thing to say. It used to be like that. But thanks very much for that. Beautiful watch. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. Oh, here's some Julian photographs. Hey, great. Julian sent us some more. Let's look at some art. Let's all be smart and artful. Look at this. Look at this guy and his lunatic stuff. Yeah. Thanks, Kenny. I agree with that crown. Why? Reynolds, come on, man. I told that to the manager of, look, my camera did it again. I told that to the manager. Is there a reason why that's doing that? I told them that, why don't you fix the crown on the Aquaterra? And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, that convex crown, and he grabbed one and he goes, oh man, you're so right about that. It's like, listen, and it also just symmetrically, it looks weird. This is beautiful. Look at that. It's a great one. I love the colors on that, Julian. Oh, who's she? Wow. She deserves a song. Hey Jude is Ray Ray's favorite song. Hey Jude, don't let me down. Look at these, are gorgeous. Look at the colors on this. Look at that thing. Wow. She deserves a song, Julian. Wow. Look at this architecture. I don't even know what that is, but it's fascinating. I'm fascinated. Look at that. Stained glass. Looks like a Mercedes. Look, this is amazing. His process is nuts. It's absolutely crazy. Wow. That doesn't even look real. That looks like some kind of fakery, my friend. How do you even do that? Incredible. The unusual works of Sir Julian. Amazing. The guy is just a master of his individual art. Incredible. Becky Brown says, good day, Dirk. We have convicted felon for president. How's your day going? It's going good. I'm doing bashers right now. Eminem madness. We got Mark and Mindy madness. Yellow Submarine. You got some interesting choices. For years and years and years, my favorite song was Monday morning at 5 o'clock as the day begins. I don't know anymore. I mean, I love them all. There's not a Beatles song I don't like. Look at Mindy. You cutie pie. You little devil. You devil. Oh, devil lady. Look at her. Black lady, play back magic. Light the candles one by one. Bum, bum, bum. And Mork. Beautiful Mork. I think he's misunderstood. Look at him. Beautiful boy. Now that we know his backstory. Oh, my God. You're so beautiful. I love them. Thanks, guys. You know how much they brighten my day. You devil, you look like my Glaucus. That's why she makes me crazy. MJOH says Strawberry Fields. Yeah, because that Mellotron. Nobody. I was explaining. Andrew asked me what a Mellotron was the other day because I wrote that song for my mother-in-law for her birthday, and I put a Mellotron in it. And he was like, "What's a Mellotron?" It was really the first time anybody ever heard that thing. You know, it's a very cool instrument that was extensively used in the 60s, but I mean, people only use it now for nostalgic reasons, I guess. Mr. Dundee with his Oris. Oris doesn't get a lot of play on the show, and it deserves it because they're great watches, man. Beautiful. Look at that thing. That's a very pretty watch, man. I love those. What would you call those hands? Are those technically leaf hands? Because they're different. They're not standard leaf. Or is it just Oris's version of the leaf? I love the way the loom is on there. The indices are super cool. That's a very, very, very handsome watch. The knurling is perfect. I like the crown at 4. That color is great. Beautiful. That's gorgeous, man. Helter Skelter invented metal. They sure did. You know, the Beatles invented so many things, and they definitely invented metal. Yeah, are they sword or leaf? I can't tell. They're like almost a combination of both. You're right, Andy. I don't know. Beautiful watch, man. That's beautiful. Look at that thing. I like that watch. That might be the prettiest Oris I've ever seen. Handsome Joe LaFaro with his Zenith El Primero. Ooh, look at this thing. Ooh, boy. Oh, boy. Look at that colorful. Wow, that is... Man, that's unique. I want to see your collection in full, my friends. You have some pieces, man. Handsome Joe, you got some stuff. I love that strap, too. I love Zeniths, man. The El Primero is incredible. Look at that. Look at that thing. That was the movement in many a Daytona. I mean, for so long. I mean, I'm not a Daytona guy, as you guys all know, but I would much prefer an El Primero for sure. I just think it's a sexier watch. That thing, that one is that's great. This almost looks like a twister board. Wow, his shirt is always great, Melly C, right? Amazing shirt. Again, handsome Joe LaFaro. You are just like this guy's like stopping traffic with the way he dresses. Incredible. Great watch. Wow. That looks big too. What is that? About a 44? How big is that? I'm not trying to be rude. Thank you, Joe LaFaro. Fantastic. Here's Phil, some Pixel. Oh my God. Crumpet and Pixel time. Oh, we love the Crumpet and Pixel show. The Crumpet and Pixel show. Oh, you. I like your guitar. What is that? It's nylon string. Are you playing classical? I have a, it's behind there. You want to see it? It's really old. Hold on a second. Did I get it? This is a 1962 Yamaha classical guitar that was my brother's, and I've fixed it. It has a dent in it up here that I'm actually going to have fixed very soon, and I'm not going to have it refinished because this is what it looks like for all these years. This was my brother's guitar, and I've used this on a bunch of recordings. And I was just starting to take the strings off this morning, so I took off the E string. But yeah, I love nylon string guitars. They're so great. I want to get a parlor, so I can be like Sting. Look at you, you baby. And now you can really see the tabby underneath all that. It's 40 millimeters. Wow. Looks bigger on the screen, my friend. Look at you, you baby. Look at you. Oh, is that Don Draper? Uh-oh. Don Draper and your Seamaster Professional, the watch that started it all. This is the watch that started off almost everybody I know on their watch collection. You've got it on rubber, man. Oh boy, that might be the best combo ever. I've never seen that on rubber. Wow, you have it on the Aquaterra strap. That looks unbelievable, man. Is that a deployant in the? Do you have that on a deployant? With Don Draper, who was of course wearing probably a DeVille in that picture, though he did wear Jaeger LeCoultre earlier on. Then he wore a Rolex Explorer, and then for the duration, for the end of the show, he wore his 66 DeVille, which is a gorgeous watch. I got Paul a very similar watch, but it's from 1953, and it's a Omega calendar, Seamaster calendar. It's a beautiful watch. 36. Look at you. What a shot. What a portrait. What a portrait. Look at those blue eyes. My God. Unbelievable. Andrew says, how can you tell what the strings are made of just looking at it? You could just tell the way, I don't know. You could just tell. Because, I don't know. Because classical guitars, see these? These are nylon string. And they are wrapped. They go through a hole and then you wrap them. And steel strings have a ball on the end of them, and they have like little bullets at the bottom of them. Like, I don't have one of those. I have a bunch of those handy, but they're all up on the wall. Beautiful. Look at you, you beautiful baby. Thank you, buddy boy. Those are great shots. Thank you so much. The Crumpet and Pixel Show. Andrew Olkowicz, we need to talk. Oh boy. I just want to talk about the things you've gone through. No pegs, yeah. No pegs, yeah. Look at you, you beautiful, beautiful baby. Look at you. Uh-oh, sleepy time. Nothing cuter than a sleepy cat. Yeah, I'm just doing the show. I'll get the super chat in a minute, MJH. Thanks for that. I will. I'm just doing it. I'm doing it. Oh, it's from Pazuzu. Okay. Japan's Selene lunar probe captured photographs that provided evidence of the Apollo moon landings. Yeah, okay. I want to see those. But I mean, it's like, I want to see one of our guys' telescopes do it, you know? Because, I mean, anybody could be working with the American government, right? Thanks, Pazuzu. Thank you very much. I'll give you the... I think you deserve a little bit of cowbell for that, my friend. Thanks, pal. Thank you so much. I don't want to talk. Look at you, you big baby. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Andrew. Then we've got Ray Ray. What do we got going on, Ray Ray? Oh, it's a flower in the shale. Isn't life beautiful, man? Even after we blow the living shit out of this planet, somehow that flower will find a way to creep out of it and bring life back. Oh, look at him. All right. Look at that. Isn't that a great shot? There he is. There he is himself. An Irish guy, if I ever saw one. And your lady's taking the photograph. Lovely. Absolutely lovely. Thank you, Ray Ray. Ray Ray. Fergal McDermott, I'm still alive, just been busy. Sold 4 Chris Ward watches? What? You sold 4 of them? Wow. Look at that. It's cool. Well, these are artsy. Aren't you being artsy? Uh-oh. Is this the shape of things to come, my friend? Is that what that is? I hope you're going to share with us, right? Because I share with me and I share with the world. Not mine, maybe someday. Angelo Minicillo. Oh, wow. Wow, that is sublimely beautiful. Oh boy. 3-time certified observatory chronometer. Look at that thing. That is crazy. Wow. Yeah, that's some mental shit. Look at that crystal on the back. Jesus. Now look at that crown. Is that a crown or is that a crown? I'm just a size crown. Look at that. Wow. Wow, that's amazing. Look at that. That is beautiful. And it's so thin. Angelo, of course. You know, I think this might be my favorite of the watches that your insanely unique watches. I think that is just so appealing and so elegant and so beautiful. Wow, that thing is amazing. I would assuming that's super, 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 super expensive. Wow, it's gorgeous. I don't know enough about Lederer, but thank you for that. Ken Furby, snap this sucker on my recent travels in California. Yeah, this is for Angelo, who's about to get his, because we showed his garage yesterday, which was amazing. Look at that thing. Yeah, I'm mad for these things. I don't know why. I'm just crazy. They make me crazy. See them on the street and I get oh giggly. Yeah, I love them. I love them. I think that I'm so sick and tired of all these bubble cars like in Sleeper. This is the future to me. This looks like what the future looks like. I dig them. I haven't ridden in one yet, but I hope I can soon. I love this. That's great. Yeah, they're all over my neighborhood. It's a really pop, man. Sales of this thing are through the roof. They certainly are. And Mr. Bell, why working divers don't wear these on the jobs? Uh-oh, what's going on? What is going on here? Oh, it's got a scratch on the crystal. Oh boy. On a submariner? Oh, it's a sea dweller. Oh shit. Wow. Those things, aren't they like Sherman tanks? They really are. I mean, Emmett wears that his sub to shit. I mean, that's just a big submariner, really. But wow, look at that. That's crazy. Wow. Thanks, guys and girls. Great Gallery of Bastards today. Thanks, boys and girls. That's it for today.
The Gallery of Bashtards. Send me the shots, the sublime, the absurd. The Gallery of Bashtards. You share them with me, and I share with the world.
Andy M says Penny Lane and Yesterday. You know, Penny Lane is probably my favorite Beatles song. They're always Paul songs. I love John too, but my favorite songs are always Paul songs. I just think Penny Lane, because of its construction, and they're all so quick, those songs. They get in and out of there. Like, gotta get you into my life. I was alone, it didn't matter, didn't know what I would find there. Ooh, when I suddenly see you, ooh, every single day of my, gotta get you into my life. I was alone, it didn't matter, didn't know. How many hooks are in that song? And it's like 2.5 minutes long. Holy crap, the Beatles were the greatest thing ever in the whole wide world. Mindy plotting to take over the world with her cuteness. I couldn't agree more. Eric B says Gladius. Andrew, Mindy is a terror. Yeah, but we love her. Oh man. Eric B said that's an informed choice. Yeah, that is. They're talking about the Zenith, right? Cool watch. Andrew says, Melly, so the cuteness is to put them off guard, no matter what she does. No one would believe she did it. That's for sure. Joel LaFar says that's a 40 millimeter. Where's big? Because you're a big hunk of a man. So we know that. We've seen how watches wear on you. How can you tell? Oh, I already answered that. No pegs. Joe LaFaro with 20 balloons. Post-election markets rising. Thank you, Donald Trump. Thanks for the market rise. I'll be living in Italy sooner than I thought. I'm going to give you a mega super chat for that because $20 is where the mega starts. And I thank you so much for that, beautiful Joe LaFaro. Yeah, that letter is crazy, right? Don't sing ABBA. Does she hate ABBA? Is that something I'm not aware of? That she doesn't like ABBA? Dana loves Whitney Houston, and like whenever we hang out, and we've had a couple, it's once the Whitney Houston goes on, we know what time it is. And she usually starts out with "I want to dance with somebody," or "How will I know?" Oh, from defouling the hull on the yacht. Yay! The scratch adds character, right? Ken Furby says Sleeper's one of my favorite movies. Yeah, it was genius. They pass around the orgasmatron. Here Comes the Sun. Yeah, you know what else is great too? Good Day Sunshine. Hello, goodbye. Is it good? Hello, goodbye, or goodbye, hello? Hello, hello. I don't know why we say goodbye. I say hello. You say yes. I mean, it's just the greatest shit ever. They're amazing. The Beatles were insane. Guys, that's the show. Thank you so much for coming in. Even though I'm being rebel streamed, I'm not aware of that. But you know, I'm here every day at 5:00. You know where I am. I can't thank you enough. Let me thank you, all the beautiful super chatters. Carolyn Meriton. Oh, look, it's back. Look, it's back. She did that earlier today, 11:19 a.m. Nathaniel Hannon. What time was that? 5. Okay, that one came back. Oh, I bet you the bot's working on it, right? Wow, Nathaniel Hannon, MJOH, Pazuzu, thank you. Joel Handsome, Joel Lafaro, thank you so much for that. Guys, here is my beautiful, incredible Patreon pantheon. People that also help me get this show on the road every single day, all the stuff that we need. And thank you so much for all your support. It's amazing, amazing stuff. Complicated Time, Fergal McDermott, Nathaniel Hannon, Dana O'Malley, Lord H, Dean McKenzie, Al Benedetti. Where are you, dear Al? Al, dear Al, where have you gone? Angelo Minichello, Gasman, Danny L, Dave Fahrenheit 451, Dave Fitzsimons, the lady with a wrench, Lady Martinez, Easy E. Mimi R, I love you. She was freaked out last night. Chris on the Upper East Side, met him a couple times now. Scott E. Love, they call him Scotty Love. Jocelyn Bittenbender, Ray, Nita Prince, Jonathan Badner, James M. Drew B. Thanks for the coffee. Mike Callan, C. Nord, Stuart H. Jazz, and handsome Joel Lafaro. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. What a beautiful treat it is. Happy post-election day. I hope things went your way. Let's just see what the future holds. And you know what? We'll all band together and just make life a better place for you and I. How about that? So go in peace to love and serve the bash. Remember to hold the door open. Remember to say please and thank you. And always remember that when you encounter unkindness, you can't always know what that person is going through. Give them the benefit of the doubt to prove you wrong. Because either they're the nicest person in the whole wide world or else they're a